All right, well, I am using right now the Think Tank. I believe this is the Airport series. Super basic, probably came out a few years ago, like 5 years ago, maybe even longer ago. But you know, still using it. It's holding up just fine. You know, it's not crazy big. So we got this cheap $15 tripod on the outside. This is a Mangus PV-330. Super cheap. It's super lightweight, and you know, it's gonna hold up a very light camera. So that's why I'm using it. So let's take a look at what we got in here. All right. Now to start with the pockets, I got 4 HDMI cords. 2 of them HDMI to HDMI, and 2 of them micro HDMI to HDMI for the 2 different cameras that I'll be using. I always bring 2 copies of HDMI because they're just, you know, notoriously finicky. And then up here I have power supply. So this is all USB-C to USB-C cables, and there is 1 USB-C to USB Micro cable. And so this is all to power the cameras and other objects for a continued period of time. So here we go with the main baby. We have well, first of all, we have this Sony microphone. This is, I'll put the model up on the screen, I'm forgetting, but this is the new one. It's a highly directional little video mic. And I like it especially because it just goes right onto that hot shoe without having to have any extra annoying cables running around. So that's really the main reason I got it, is just purely because I have 1 less cable. And then we got the Sony a7S III. You know, typically if I was just purely a live streamer, I probably wouldn't be lugging around something this big and heavy. But since I'm also a filmmaker, I'm gonna use this as one of my live streaming cameras since I already have it. And on the a7S III, we have the Sony 24-105 f4 lens. For me, this is just gonna be the best all-arounder lens. Kind of, you know, if you're just gonna leave 1 lens on your camera all day and get 92% of everything that you need, that's gonna be the one. You know, you're sacrificing a little bit of that low light, but it's an a7S III, so we will survive. And on the front, it's not attached right now, but I have a graduated ND filter, not a graduated ND filter, oh, what do you call it? You know, one of the NDs that you can spin and it changes its value. So I'm using the B&W series here. And the reason I'm using the B&Ws, one, you know, they're German made, so they're fairly reliable. But these ones in particular, they go down to 1 stop, or they do as little light cutting as 1 stop to, I believe it goes to 4 stops. So it's 1 stop to 4 stop difference. It might be 5. I'll double check on that. I'll put it up on the screen. But that cuts the least amount of light, so I can just pretty much leave that on there and I'm only losing 1 stop of light. So I less often have to unscrew it and screw it back on. I can pretty much just leave it there for, again, kind of 80% of my day can just live with that on there without having to put it on and off all the time. I hate doing stuff like that. So here's the B cam. This is, which, you know, many of you will recognize as the Sony ZV-1. Just super freaking classic camera. Also has no runtime limit. It's awesome. You know, it's got the 4K. It's got the HDMI out. It's just, you know, for me, it's perfect for also for this live streaming. It's got that nice, you know, I forget what the equivalent is. I'll put it up on the screen, but you know, I think it's a 28mm equivalent wide. So that's gonna just treat as well as our B cam. That's gonna go on this, you know, super cheapo boy here. All right, in terms of audio, in this satchel, I just have extra cables here. These are going to be just kind of different cables for different setups depending on, you know, kind of what the situation is, or if I need something backup to, you know, something, you know, if something goes wrong, I have backups. So this is the Rode VideoMicro, I believe. Yes, VideoMicro. And that can just go directly into a camera, you know, via this cable right here, or we can do it into a iOS phone right here with these two adapters. So that's just kind of a very versatile kind of backup mic if I need that. I'll hold this one out because this is I'm gonna show this one a little later. For wireless lav, I just have these classic old Sennheiser EW100G3s. So I just have one set of these, so if there's one main speaker, we can mic him or her real properly, and get that going. And this can just output right into one of my cameras. Or if I need to, I can also adapt it for a cell phone. In here we have the lav mics. These are I just have the kit mic for that Sennheiser. I forget what it is, I'll put it down there, but you know, it's decent. It's not bad. You know, to an untrained ear, it's gonna sound totally fine. You know, if you're trying to do some nice cinematic work, you're gonna wanna upgrade a little bit. In here, I just have a backup mic, same model. And then I just have some backup cables of just things that tend to break. So again, just a second one of these. And I also have a second one of these Apple dongles as well. So it's good. It's always good to have some backups of cables. Cables just always go. Just a mini roll of gaff tape here. The infamous air blower, a necessity. And then for my other tripod, I am using the Peak Design carbon fiber travel tripod because it's freaking tiny. It's just expensive, so I haven't gotten two. You know, maybe one day I'll have two of these, but for now I just have one. So that's just gonna keep the A7 nice and snug. And this one will just rock that little cheap Sony. Memory cards. These are micro SDs. Memory cards. More memory cards. This is the rugged case. I like this case. It's nice and small, not as big as those Pelican ones, even though I do like the Pellies, but I usually don't need more than this many, so there you go. And of course, memory cards. Never forget the memory cards themselves. I got some of these series, and then, you know, I have two of these ones that can write 300 megabytes a second. And then I got two of these that do 150 megabytes a second. So, you know, this is just if I need to be doing some sexy high speed work. And for most of my day, I'm just on these 256. I have two of the 256ers. That's usually just fine. All right, moving on. I have a multi-tool from Small Rig. You guys have all seen this, I'm sure. And in the case, I also keep the tripod plate for the, Peak Design tripod in there too. That multi-tool is pretty nice. Helps me get this shit on real easily. All right. In here, I have a clamp and ball head, and this attaches what I'll be showing you in a minute, which is kind of the main module which runs the live stream. So this right here, I can clamp to that tripod and just have this kind of have the main screen easily handy. And here is what I have for my Wi-Fi generator. So I'm using a cheap Google Motorola phone here. This is a Moto G, and it came actually for free. They were running a promotion. The phone came for free in exchange for, you know, paying for 2 or 3 months of Google's new fee service. And I'm using Google Fee because they offer 22 gigabytes of data per month for $70, which is a pretty good deal. But the cherry on top of that is that can be used internationally with no throttling of the data. So that's just amazing. And then I have a battery pack for that phone, so that can just continue to be my wireless hotspot there. Again, power cables for this battery to that are all up in here. Again, this USB-C pouch here. I have extra batteries for the wireless lavs. And then here's the kind of the main module here. So this is the YOLO box, made by a Chinese company, I don't know. And hopefully this thing will hold up. We'll see. But it's got 2 HDMI inputs. It's got Ethernet input. It's got an audio input, and it has USB Type-C, so you can continue to charge it. But this has a lithium-ion battery in it, and it'll last for a good number of hours as well. But of course, we're going to bring some extras. So this is great because you create an account on here, and you can plug in 2 camera sources, and you can stream directly to YouTube, Facebook, etc. using this device. I think they support a few more platforms. I haven't tried it, but you can directly put a SIM card in here too if you want. I'm probably just going to use my Wi-Fi hotspot. And then you can also put an SD card in here, which is cool, which I might try, and you can record the output. So you can switch between your cameras on here live. You can do picture-in-picture, you can do titles, all that kind of good stuff. So that's going to be really cool. I have this as just kind of a backup for that little Rode mic if I need to mount it on a camera. If I'm not, if something else is going wrong with the audio, I can just always have that little Rode VideoMicro there handy. And then I have my power. So I have 4 of these Anker 10,000 milliwatt, power delivery, high power little battery bricks. So we do one for the Sony A7S III. We do one for the ZV-1. We do one for the main YOLO box module. And really we do 2 for the main YOLO box module because that thing's going to suck power. And then the phone already has its own kind of slim power bank that I can just put a rubber band around it. I think I will add some, what are those thick rubber bands called? I'll put the title in there so you'll see them. But those really good thick rubber bands that are great that don't snap, bongo ties, that's right. So I'll get some bongo ties to kind of add to the mix here. So, and the reason I got these smaller ones, normally I go for big fatty, but with these I can bring them on a plane. So this is a totally airplane friendly package right now. So that's why I have kind of more of the smaller size. I might include a couple of genuine Sony batteries as well, but again, maybe just one, but once you're live streaming, you can't really switch a battery on the fly. You have to kind of be tapped into that power. So there you have it. That's my kind of to-go package for a live streaming setup 2020. Thank you for watching. Peace.